Today we're going to be teaching you facts about hypnosis. Hi, my name is Jay Luck. I'm a hypnosis practitioner and I use NLP as a very powerful way to anchor in hypnosis and its techniques for lots of bad habits and positive change in people's lives. Hang on and we'll tell you some quick things about hypnosis and some facts that make it real and have you understand what it's all about.
I'm going to teach you some history so you understand things that work that support the level of hypnosis and how valuable it is in our society. You see, hypnosis has been around for 8,000 years. In fact, over 3,000 years ago, it's been proven through the Egyptians and some other groups that hypnosis has been used as a technique for many, many years, but here's how it works. Hypnosis works with rituals that create belief, and those rituals that create belief is what creates habits, and that's hypnosis. Rituals create belief, and that's habits. What we do in hypnosis is we have rituals that change habits and change beliefs. So really, when you think about it, rituals have been around probably since almost man began, since there were rituals for different events and things. Because you see, rituals change things and they create belief. So really, I guess you could say that it's been around probably since man began, since man at least began as a group. So if someone tries to tell you that hypnosis is a new thing, that's not true. Now there are some techniques that we use, some things we specifically do in our clinic that are relatively new, at least new in the way they're packaged and put together, and effectiveness and how fast they work. That part is relatively new. But some more on history. In many cases, hypnosis is not only dramatic, but very, very effective. The better the practitioner is, the more dramatic it is. Not maybe in every session, but overall in the way that we do our practice. There was originally a guy by the name of Mesmer, one of the original people who maybe would be considered more of a modern-day hypnotist. But back in France, matter of fact, we get the word mesmerized from his practice, but he used to do something where he showed people metal rods and how they attracted filings and how that would cure many physical problems. Well, in fact, he did solve a lot of things for people, but he did it mainly through the hypnosis technique. The metal rods were simply a way to dramatize what he was explaining to them would happen, because you see, it's about attraction. We change people's habits by attracting them to other habits that they prefer to have. That's what we do for you. You see, it's this simple. If the healing effects of the imagination work, which has been proven over the centuries, then why don't we more often use the healing effects of the mind and of suggestion and of positive attitude and of attracting the right things that we want? Why wouldn't we use it if it works so well? What happens with hypnosis is you reduce fear. The connection with reducing fear is when you reduce fear, you reduce pain. He was actually able to prove that you can do painless surgery that many dentists around the world are able to use today for painless root canals and things like that. Can you imagine a painless root canal? This stuff really works. It's been proven that if you reduce pain through the mind, deciding that reducing fear of the pain is different, you can reduce all the effects, the side effects that you have to have from anesthesia. I live in Minnesota most of the time, and one of the things that happened in Minnesota is that the Mayo brothers actually performed surgeries, and they changed the way the world works for surgeries. When they started their practice, 1 in 400 people would die from the anesthesia on the operating table. Just from the anesthesia, nothing to do with the operation. After they got their practice going, they had 1 in 7,000 people die from the anesthesia, and guess what? They learned how to do hypnosis, and that was their secret. It didn't come out till 20 years later that was their secret to how they gained so much ground on the operating table with fewer deaths. Now, they were great doctors in other ways. That's not the point. It's just one of their secrets that kicked them off and got them noticed in the culture. And I just came up with the doctor's name. It was Dr. Easdale that came up with the painless surgery being possible through hypnosis. And you realize that when he did this, it was even before the word hypnosis was invented. The Bible refers to hypnosis as a trance. It doesn't use the word hypnosis. It wasn't around in those days. They talk about, there's many, many, many cases in the Bible of references to people being in a trance. Trances are caused by a great lecture. If you've listened to a Baptist minister can put people in a trance to believe the word or whatever their message is of the day. Trances are valuable, useful tools to help us learn things. You see, when we are in an accident or have a trauma happen, have you ever heard of anybody in a coma or in shock? That is our body's natural way, or even an accidental way, if you want to call it that, of putting us in a situation where we don't feel the pain. And what happens in hypnosis, we're able to capitalize on that. We're able to actually capitalize on that fact and then turn it into a way to help people consciously work with their subconscious to create states that solve problems, make habit change, and even in some cases reduce pain or even have no pain. A doctor by the name of James Braid, who is actually an optician, came up with the word hypnosis, which we now live with in our business, but actually hypnosis comes from a Greek word called hypnos, which means to sleep. And actually that couldn't be further from the truth, because hypnosis is not a state of sleep. It's a theta state, and in a theta state it's the state before we fall asleep. So you're actually totally aware during hypnosis of everything going on around the room. You're totally awake. Your eyes are closed, however, in most cases with hypnosis. Not always, actually. There's different techniques we use where your eyes are open or closed. But with hypnosis, you're actually awake and totally aware of everything around you. As a matter of fact, you're in a heightened state of what's going on around you, which makes you ready for the suggestions that you've told us you want to do to change your life and change your habits. So it's actually a state of awareness, of intense awareness. In this country, in the United States, we had a war, a civil war. And during the Civil War, hypnosis was one of the most powerful techniques used in that war. Because you see, hypnosis deals with one of our basic human traits, which is fear. Fear of many things is what creates habits, and we changed that. In the Civil War, they had to use hypnosis as a technique every single day. Not only hypnosis to get the bravery to go out in the battlefield, but hypnosis in the case of surgery. Can you imagine all the surgeries they did in the Civil War? There was no such thing as anesthesia. They had to use hypnosis and other ritualistic techniques to reduce or eliminate the pain. And in many cases, it worked very well. So it's been around a long time, even in our own country's history. Well, that's going to wrap things up for today. Thanks for joining us. You can get a hold of us at Hypnosis Hawaii 77BI. That's Hypnosis Hawaii 77BI at gmail.com. My name is Jay Luck, and I'm a hypnosis practitioner. The information we share with you today was about some of the things about the business and how it really works, some history behind it. Next time what we're going to share with you is some misconceptions about the business and tell you about how we do things differently. Because you see, change happens here. Change happens with Hypnosis Hawaii and Apple Valley Hypnosis. We'll talk to you soon. Remember that phone number, 612-868-8177. If it's full, leave a text message or send us an email. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for joining us. Right after this now, we've got a short clip video of a testimonial from one of our clients from a few years ago. Thank you. Okay, if you could just give me your name.
Jim McCarthy.
And Jim, you live where?
St. Paul.
St. Paul. Okay, great. And what did you come in to see us for?
Just business focus. Mm-hmm. Focus on business, focus on life events, and staying on task.
Okay. And what have you seen improve for you? What's been working for you?
What has been working is, probably not sweating some of the small stuff that used to bog me down.
Uh-huh.
And staying a little bit more on task for business and social and family events.
Uh-huh. What else?
Well, I think along with that comes some time management that falls in place, priorities fall in place, and they've been things that I want to do, that my business needs me to do.
Could you describe how what you were emotionally feeling when you came in first, before we did any sessions? Stress?
Well, stress. I knew I needed to make some changes.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I had never been introduced to hypnosis, if you will, but I knew that I needed some changes, and I knew that people did get results from it, and was something I was willing to try and see if it would help me. I think subconsciously it's helping me stay more along the things that I showed up to accomplish. And I think it's an ongoing process that you need to continue.
Yeah. So it feels pretty good, doesn't it?
Without you even knowing it.